All right, I'm here today with Jason Kapler, Director of Marketing at Networked Insights in New York City. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jason.
You got it. How are you?
Good. Is it cold up there?
Today's a nice day. It's actually in the 50s, so we're all pretty stoked about that.
Good. So tell us a little bit about your job and what you do there at your company.
Yeah, I'm Director of Marketing for a company called Networked Insights. We're a social analytics firm. And what we do is we help brands and their agencies uncover trends in social data that influences their advertising and marketing.
That's good. And are you excited about this year's South by Southwest Interactive this year?
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's always something I look forward to. It's kind of like our Super Bowl, if you will, for us social media nerds. So I'm excited to get back to Austin and to see a whole bunch of old friends.
Good. And you recently moved up, you relocated up to New York, right, for your career? How is that?
Yeah, it's awesome. New York is a very special place. It's probably been blown up the last 2 years. There's a big startup community and technology community and social media community here, and so it's just been very exciting. I've only been here for a month. But there's a huge group of people that are going to Texas for South by. So it's been fun connecting with people here and kind of giving them some tips and tricks about Austin and South by.
Okay, good. And you guys have you mentioned that you have some groups that you meet up with before South by, kind of like as New Yorkers come together, right?
Yeah. So there's, some startups that are launching, that are going to do a big launch at South by, that are kind of trying to drum up some excitement around that and making sure that they have a big kickoff. Foursquare kicked off there 2 years ago, and Twitter launched there a while back, maybe 4 years ago. So people kind of try to follow that model of launching at South by.
Great. And how many years have you attended South by Southwest?
I think I've probably been 5 times total. I've attended all the different parts of South by. I've done film in the past. I've done music in the past. I've done interactive for the last 4 years.
Great. That's awesome. So what do you hope to get out of this year's South by? I mean, what do you look forward to most? What are you just hoping to get out of it?
South by, for me, is really a chance to connect with all the people that I know virtually, offline and in person. So I'm most excited about building relationships or connecting with people that I've known that I recently met online, and sort of fusing those relationships. And it's kind of awkward for people that aren't accustomed to doing that in the non-social media world. But for me, it just ends up fusing those relationships and making them stronger. So it's something that I look forward to. And then, of course, all the sessions, everyone there is probably smarter than me. So I'm excited to go listen to smart people talk about either their startups or social media or branding and marketing in the digital world. And I just try to steal as many good ideas as I can.
Right. And you're going to be there all the days, right? You're going to be in Austin for 10 days?
I'm in Austin for, a little bit before South by, and then I'm going to do the music part as well. So I'm going to be there for a long time. That's
great. And how do you personally plan your schedule of which panels to attend or which events you're going to be at? How do you decide what ways you participate during that week?
Yeah, so South by is the marathon. I mean, so you gotta prepare for long days and nights, and maybe watch your partying after the sessions, because you really want to take advantage of the entire experience, and it's the long weekend. And so that means you're out at 8 or 9 going to panel discussions, and then spending the night, hopefully, meeting some cool people that you heard on those panel discussions or through social media, and either introducing yourself or building relationships or asking them questions about how they do their business. And so for me, I try to identify I go see people I know that are either speaking on panels and go support them. I try to find some things that I want to learn about, whether it's usually like an interesting application of social media, or digital technology and something that I don't live in, like maybe government or the arts or some mobile stuff. And I just follow the herd, you know. I mean, the crowd's pretty smart, and they end up teaching me more than I ever know. So I end up just asking people what are they into, what are they checking out, and following where they go. And that usually has served me well. And then at night, you know, I end up using those events as opportunities to, like I said, build relationships, talk to people that I've never met, you know, that I talk to maybe frequently that are across the country, and then try to, you know, show them around what used to be my hometown.
Right. And it's a good chance and opportunity to connect with those people face to face that you do communicate with, you know, on social networks such as Twitter all the time. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's awkward in social media. It feels like the reverse. You end up getting to know somebody without ever meeting them in person, but you can develop some pretty strong relationships virtually.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get comfortable with that, when you meet in person, then it's like being a long lost relative or friend. So it ends up, you know, not to sound corny, but it ends up, you know, feeling pretty good that you share this path, that you develop this relationship online, and then even offline, you can kind of see who they are in person.
Yeah, that's very cool. And why is social media important to you personally?
Social media is important to me because I think it's changing our world. Social media allows for, it's definitely changing marketing and advertising forever. The world that used to be a 30-second spot, broadcast a message to consumers, and you know, develop your brand around that. That world exists less and less every day, and I think today is more about a dialogue with your customers, and it's about developing a richer experience. At least the smarter brands are working on developing a richer experience through social media, whether that be more responsive customer service or a better buying purchase decision making or experience that way, or just connecting with a brand and the community around the brand, and that's also the like-minded people that support the brand as well. So social media for me is another form of media, but it's also a way to connect and develop a dialogue between brand and consumers.
Great. So, do you have any advice you'd like to offer people who have never attended South by Southwest? Any tips?
I mean, my advice would be pace yourself. My advice would be a couple of things. You know, one is you kind of get drunk. You know, from my experience going to do panels, sometimes they build them as one thing and then they start a conversation and it ends up being a dialogue about something else, which is fine. But I think you need to be not afraid to then step out of the room if you don't think you're getting value from that conversation, because there's plenty of smart people in there and there's some terrific panels. And so I wouldn't feel like you're locked into the next hour and a half of hyperbole if you're not getting anything out of it. So I would encourage you to bounce around, you know, talk to people. This is really the most important part for me is meeting new people, understanding new perspectives, trying to figure out how do people attack the same problems or perceive them or even describe them. And I would say, you know, don't be intimidated about meeting people or introducing yourself, because for multiple reasons. But, you know, people are there to, especially in social media, are there to meet other people, like-minded people. You know, people like to talk about what they do, what their career has been about, where they're going, and I think human beings just want to help each other. So, you know, I would encourage new people to kind of identify the people they want to talk to. And it doesn't always have to be the most well-known names. Just be people that are doing interesting things in an area that you're passionate about, and then go find them and go and you know, tweet them, get up with them, you know, you buy them a beer, and you never know what could happen.
Great. Those are good tips. And you had mentioned also earlier that it was important if not more important, to attend a lot of the events afterwards, to get out there and meet people and, don't just focus on attending panels.
Yeah, I mean, I think, for a lot of the social media people, I think, that are living this day to day and developing tactics to solve problems and may not or get as much out of the social component of South by as they do the panel discussion. And so for me, those are the most important parts. So I would, look at these events almost just strategically. It's not really about necessarily, getting drunk and having the most fun at these parties. Of course, that's what a lot of people like to do and just let loose, and that's cool.
Right.
If I was your audience, I think I'd want to be a little bit more thoughtful about where you're going. Am I going to be around people that I want to meet and get to know, and then how do I get to know them and talk to them? Because I think everybody there wants the same thing, which is to connect, which is to build rapport. And so I would make sure you're rested, not getting carried away, and you have a plan about how you're meeting people.
Great. And I think 5 Hour Energy will become a lot of people's best friends throughout that week.
Yeah, I mean, it's my best friend day to day. Yeah, throughout my week, it's a lot of cappuccinos, Starbucks, 5 Hour Energy.
All right. Well, great. Thank you so much for joining us today and answering our questions. You gave us great advice and tips, and we're excited we got to talk with you.
You got it, Christina. Thank you for having me.
Great. And we'll connect over the week. Okay. Bye.